Imagine losing a multi-billion-pound trade deal with the world's biggest economy, because someone held up a sign that said, "Here to talk if you want." Yes, you heard that right. Welcome to Crown 24, 2025, where free speech might just cost us our future. In a time when our economy is teetering on the edge and politicians are clinging to hopes of a golden trade deal with the United States, a free speech storm is threatening to blow the whole thing apart. At the heart of the controversy, a 64-year-old woman from Bournemouth holding a modest sign outside an abortion clinic that simply said, "Here to talk if you want." That's all it took. Now, Livia Ticey-Bolt is being prosecuted, thanks to new Labour-backed laws that created buffer zones, banning any form of protest or outreach within 150 meters of abortion facilities. These laws came into force last October, and critics say they've turned conversations into crimes. But it's not just sparking outrage at home. In a stunning move, the US State Department, yes, the official voice of the American government, has issued a sharp public warning, saying it's deeply concerned about the state of freedom of expression in the UK. Let that sink in. The United States, a nation not exactly known for holding back its views, is calling out Britain, our Britain, for silencing speech. And that's not just bad press. It's a potential deal breaker. The Americans are watching Livia's case very closely. A verdict is due this Friday. And insiders say this whole situation could jeopardize the UK's trade negotiations with the US at a time when we need it most. But it doesn't stop there. Washington's also fuming over the UK's Online Safety Act, a sweeping new law designed to tackle harmful content online. Critics on both sides of the Atlantic say it's a censorship trap that threatens freedom of speech and could hammer big American tech companies with massive fines. Even US Vice President J.D. Vance publicly confronted Sir Keir Starmer during his recent visit to D.C., accusing him of cracking down on civil liberties while preaching democratic values abroad. The message from America is crystal clear. No free speech, no free trade. And it couldn't come at a worse time for Downing Street. Why? Because Donald Trump, back in the White House and not pulling any punches, is about to hit the UK with a brutal set of import tariffs. He's declared April 2nd, Liberation Day, promising to bring jobs back to the US and punish any country that doesn't play fair. That includes a 25% import tax on all foreign cars, a direct hit to British icons like Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin. And it gets worse, Trump's also eyeing a 20% levy on all UK goods, citing our VAT policies as unfair and punitive. Analysts warn this could spark a full-blown global recession. Markets are already jittery, and the economic fallout could be massive. Meanwhile, Downing Street is doing what it always does, downplaying the crisis, insisting that talks are still constructive, and that trade negotiations are advancing well. But behind the scenes, sources admit the Americans aren't bluffing. One official close to the negotiations said bluntly, "It's a damning indictment of Britain's direction, a place where activists are criminalized, tech firms are gagged, and our global reputation as a defender of liberty is now hanging by a thread." Livia Ticey-Bolt herself says it best, and honestly, shouldn't it sadden all of us? So, what now? Will Starmer cave to pressure and rethink these laws? Or will Britain double down and watch the trade deal of the decade go up in smoke? As Trump ramps up his protectionist agenda, the UK faces a harsh reality: the world is watching. And we need to choose censorship or commerce. Let's talk. What do you think? Are the Americans right to be worried about our freedom of speech? Or should trade be based purely on business, not beliefs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more hard-hitting news with no filter. At GB News, we fight for free speech, because if we don't, who will?